Welcome back. I am Victor T. Mayfair. You are sitting on the decks of the Zephyros, and this is the Mythos Anthology. Today I found myself reminiscing about an intriguing encounter we had a while back. We had taken a journey deep into the heart of ancient Greece, and the Zephyros had parked us above Mount Olympus over the House of Necessity. I remember it well because I was a little bit nervous that day as we entered the realm of those who hold the very threads of fate in their hands. We stood there under that fabled tree of fate, a place where the thread of life, every life, both mortal and divine, begins and ultimately meets its end. That day we had the distinct honor of meeting with Atropos, she whose shears sever the threads of existence, marking the final chapter in every being's story. We had a conversation that was filled with weighty truths and immutable laws. We talked about destiny, necessity, and the interconnectedness of all life. So settle in, make yourself comfortable. Let's rewind the clock of time and carry you back to the shadows of that tree of fate. Welcome, listeners, to another Mythos Anthology. Well, thank you for having us here today. I'm a little overwhelmed. I'm the actual tree of fate. I'm not even sure what to say. From what I understand, you oversee the journey of mortals and gods alike. It's your job to bring every being into existence and to ultimately sever the threads of their lives. That's quite a responsibility. Could you start with just telling us a little bit about who you are and what you and your sisters do?
Thank you, Captain Mayfair. I am Atropos, eldest among the Moirai. Together, my sisters and I govern the arc of mortal life. Clotho, the spinner, draws forth each thread, marking its beginning. Lachesis, the allotter, measures and assigns each thread its span and events. It falls to me to sever it, determining the inevitable end of each journey. Our work is not arbitrary, nor is it cruel. We act in alignment with Ananke, necessity herself within whose domain we serve. In every life thread there is a rhythm, a purpose, an unseen structure woven from birth to final breath. We embody that law, neither adding to it nor taking from it. We simply fulfill it, preserving the order within mortal and divine realms alike. Through these threads, woven together, all lives are bound to the fabric of existence. It is our duty, unchanging and unyielding, to see that each life reaches its due completion, no sooner or later than intended.
Wow, there is so much that I want to talk to you about today. But if you don't mind, I want to start first with, what is this amazing tree that we're sitting under, and how does that play into what you do?
We sit beneath the tree of fate, rooted within the realm of Ananke, the very essence of necessity. This tree is no ordinary wood. It represents the source of all life threads, drawing from the wellspring of destiny. Each leaf, each root is intertwined with the lives and fates of mortals and gods alike. From its branches, Clotho draws the threads for each life's beginning. Its roots sustain Lachesis as she measures and allots each fate, and from its ancient heart, I draw the power to sever each thread in its due time. This tree stands as a testament to the interconnectedness of all things, an enduring symbol of the unbreakable bonds of destiny and order that shape the cosmos. Here in the shadow of the Tree of Fate, the work of the Moirai finds its origin and conclusion, just as all life does.
It is absolutely breathtaking. But if you don't mind, I want to go back. You call yourself the Moirai. I'm always heard you referred to as the Fates. Which is correct?
Both are correct. Moirai is our ancient name, meaning apportioners, a person or entity that divides or distributes something among different parties or shares. It reflects our role in assigning each life its due share of time and events. We are the forces that allot to each mortal their destiny, working within the bounds of necessity and order. Fate, as we are also called, speaks to our nature, destiny embodied, the ones who shape and finalise each path. Though the terms differ, they point to the same truth. We are the hands of fate, ensuring that each thread reaches its ordained end. So, call us Fates or Moirai. Both names lead to the same immutable purpose.
You have mentioned Ananke. You said that the rooted within the realm of Ananke. What or who is Ananke? What does that mean?
Ananke is the personification of necessity, the force that governs all fate, binding even gods. She is the unyielding law that exists beyond choice or whim, the foundation of order in the cosmos. To be rooted in her realm means that the Tree of Fate and we, the Moirai, operate under her power, guided by inevitability itself. Our work aligns with her decree. We do not create or alter fate. We enact what Ananke has set forth. In her realm, every life thread, every end, unfolds as it must, without exception or deviation.
As a mortal being, the idea that I can control my own fate, that I control my own destiny, is a central part of who I am. But yet you talk about destiny as being immutable. Do you control destiny?
We do not choose destiny. We carry out what is ordained. Each thread holds a path woven by Ananke's necessity. Our role is not to alter, but to reveal what is set, to measure, to allot, to sever. We act as agents of inevitability, neither judging nor deciding. In this there is no partiality, no preference. The path within each thread is determined before it reaches our hands, and we ensure that it reaches its rightful end. Destiny is not ours to create, it is ours to fulfill.
But do you have the power to change someone's destiny if you desire?
No, we do not possess the power to change destiny, nor do we desire it. Our essence and purpose are bound to the order set by Ananke. To alter a fate would be to disrupt the cosmic balance we serve, unravelling the very fabric of existence. Our purpose is simple and absolute, to enact what is already woven. We do not seek change or deviation, for we are as bound to necessity as the threads we cut.
That's going to take me a little bit to understand. I have always viewed fate and destiny as something that I can control. I'd love to explore that a little more, but for right now, you talked about we. Can you tell me about your sisters?
Yes, I am one of 3 sisters. Together we form the Moirai, each of us holding a distinct role in the cycle of life. Clotho, the youngest, is the spinner. She draws the thread from the Tree of Fate, beginning each life. It is her task to set destiny into motion, pulling each thread into existence with purpose and potential. Lachesis, the middle sister, is the allotter. She measures the thread, determining its length and the events that shape each life. Her judgment is steady, her allotments final, defining each path with precision. And I, Atropos, am the cutter. I hold the shears, severing each thread when the time comes. I bring closure, fulfilling the destiny within each span. Together we embody the full course of existence from its first stirrings to its final breath, bound by the law of necessity to see that each life ends as it was meant to.
Could you explain thread?
To us, a thread represents the essence of a life. It is more than mere fibre, it is a symbol of existence itself, woven with all that a mortal or even a god will experience. Every thread contains the entire span of a life, its joys, trials, choices, and its destined end. When Clotho spins a thread, she births a life. When Lachesis measures it, she determines its course and length. And when I sever it, the life within that thread reaches its ordained completion. A thread is delicate, yet unbreakable, until the moment of cutting. It binds each soul to the fate that necessity has crafted, holding within it both freedom and inevitability. Thus, a thread is life itself, from beginning to end, under the eternal guidance of the Moirai.
You said gods. Do fates control the lives of gods?
Yes. Even the gods are subject to our influence. Though they are powerful and eternal in ways mortals are not, they are still bound by fate. They too have destinies woven by necessity, decreed by an unke. The lives of gods may be longer, their deeds grander, but they are not exempt from the order we uphold. Our threads encompass the lives of all beings, mortal and immortal. Gods may foresee or attempt to resist fate, yet they cannot escape it. The Moirai hold dominion over all that lives, ensuring that each thread, divine or human, reaches its rightful end.
You say immortals, but from your perspective, is any being truly immortal?
No being is truly immortal in the absolute sense. While gods and other divine beings may endure far beyond mortal spans, they too are bound to the threads we hold. They may live for eons, but they are not exempt from fate's reach. Their existence, like all others, has purpose, direction, and often an end, one that may be far in the future, but remains inevitable. The essence of immortality among gods is endurance rather than invincibility. They cannot die as mortals do, but they are still woven into the fabric of fate, subject to transformation, decline, or even destruction, should necessity dictate. In this, even the gods are not above destiny. They are simply part of its grander, larger design.
I have to go back to what we were talking about before. The idea that I have no control over my own destiny. What would you say to someone who craves the ability to alter their destiny?
To those who seek freedom from fate, I would say that destiny is not a cage, but a path. Each thread carries both freedom and limitation. Within the bounds of fate, lives are full of choice, action, and consequence. Yet the end, the purpose, remains fixed. A truth beyond mortal will. To desire a life free from fate is to seek a world without structure or meaning, where existence drifts untethered. Fate grants life a shape, a purpose, an ultimate destination. Within this framework, mortals make countless choices, but these choices are woven into a larger design, giving each life a unique part in the vast fabric of existence. In fate lies both freedom and order. To carve one's path is to walk within it, knowing that each step, freely taken, leads where it must. This is the balance life requires, the truth of necessity.
With that said, what possible reason do I have to strive for more, to alter my fate, to grow beyond my destiny?
Mortals do hold power within fate, though not in the way many imagine. Your choices, your struggles, your desires, those shape the journey within the thread allotted to you. Fate does not dictate each action. Rather, it sets the bounds and the ultimate destination. Within these bounds, you shape your life's course, your virtues, your failures, and your triumphs. The purpose of work and effort is to fulfill the potential of your existence. Fate provides the thread, but it is your spirit, your strength, that gives it meaning. You may not change the length of the thread, but you do shape the life woven within it. In striving, you bring forth all that you are meant to become, creating a legacy and leaving an imprint, both within your world and upon fate itself. Through effort, mortals achieve honour, compassion, wisdom, and purpose. You rise not to alter the end, but to live fully, embracing all that life offers, enriching the tapestry of existence. It is not in the length of the thread, but in how brightly it is woven, that true meaning is found.
Thank you. That truly helps.
You are welcome. Understanding fate brings clarity, for it reveals both the limits and the strength within each life. To know one's place within the vast tapestry is not to be diminished by it, but to find meaning and purpose in each step, each choice.
In mythology, you are often looked at as being ominous at worst and uncaring or impartial at best. How do you feel about that?
The portrayal of the fates as impartial is accurate. We act without preference, untouched by affection, anger, or fear. Impartiality is essential to our purpose, for we serve only the necessity set by Ananke. Mortals may see us as ominous because we embody the inevitability they cannot evade. Yet we are not driven by cruelty or favouritism, only by the duty to ensure that each life reaches its ordained end. Our work is solemn, but it is neither punishment nor reward. We carry out fate with neither joy nor sorrow, detached from the passions that colour mortal lives. In this lies our impartiality, which is not indifference, but the certainty that every life, from its first breath to its last, follows the course it was meant to travel. To some this is a comfort, to others a shadow. We remain, regardless, unchanging.
On that topic, how do you think the Greeks saw you, and do you think that perception has evolved or changed over time?
The Greeks saw us, the Moirai, as powerful, ancient forces both revered and feared. We were known as embodiments of inevitability, guiding the arc of each life according to destiny. The Greeks respected our role as essential to the balance of the cosmos. We were neither gods nor spirits of fortune. We were necessity itself, beyond even the authority of the Olympian gods. This understanding instilled both awe and a profound respect for the limits of human control. Over time, perceptions of fate, including ours, have shifted. In later eras, as belief in personal agency grew, we came to be seen more as ominous or even merciless, symbols of the inescapable. Many began to question if fate allowed for freedom or individuality, and we were viewed as obstacles to those ideals. In modern times, some see us as arbiters of life's boundaries rather than the oppressive forces of doom. This perspective finds value in fate's structure, understanding it as a canvas for human choice rather than a prison. So, while our essence has remained unchanging, mortal perspectives have evolved, finding different meanings within the timeless threads we weave.
Fates are often associated with themes of justice and order and righteousness. In your view, how do these embody what you do?
Justice and order are inherent in our role, though we are not judges or arbiters in the human sense. Our work embodies justice because it ensures that each life follows the path it was meant to take, neither extending beyond its span nor falling short. In this, we uphold a cosmic fairness. Every life is given its rightful measure, its appointed share. Order is essential to what we are. The threads we handle are woven into a vast, interconnected tapestry. Without our work, the fabric of existence would unravel, descending into chaos. Each thread, each cut is precise, preserving the balance between beginning and end, creation and cessation. This order is not imposed by us, but fulfilled through us as we enact the law of Ananke. Our justice is not one of reward or punishment, but of balance. Our order is not control, but continuity. In this way, we are the embodiment of both qualities, maintaining the steady rhythm that allows life, death, and destiny to exist in harmony.
A common thread through many tales of both mortals and gods alike is our desire to alter our fate, to change our destiny. How do the fates look upon us when we try to change our fate?
When gods or mortals attempt to alter their fate, they reveal the tension between desire and necessity. Mortals often seek to shape their own destinies, and even gods may strive to bend or evade the course set for them. Yet these attempts, while vigorous, cannot disrupt the final outcome. We do not interfere, nor are we troubled by these efforts. Their striving is part of the journey within the thread's bounds. It is often in the struggle against fate that a mortal's character is revealed, that choices take form, defining the life they live. Even attempts to alter fate are woven into the very fabric of that fate. In the end, all paths return to their appointed course, and we fulfill our role, bringing each thread to its rightful conclusion. Thus, we regard these struggles without resistance. They are but another way destiny unfolds, with each life expressing its fullest essence on the way to its inescapable end.
The Moirai are best known in Greek mythology, but there are many figures like you in other cultures.
In many cultures, figures like us, the Moirai, appear under different names and forms, each reflecting unique cultural understandings of fate, life, and death. In Norse mythology, we are mirrored by the Norns, Urd, Vernandi, and Skuld, who represent the past, present, and future. Like us, they shape the destinies of gods and mortals alike, weaving threads that connect all lives. However, the Norse version of fate often emphasizes an inevitable decline and the cyclical destruction and rebirth of worlds, which casts a grimmer tone upon their task. In Roman mythology, we appear as the Parsi, who closely resemble our Greek forms. The Romans saw us as the guardians of life's boundaries and connected our role with concepts of fate as unalterable law. However, Roman interpretations often viewed us as slightly more detached, representing an almost bureaucratic approach to the destiny of each person. In Hindu mythology, fate is represented in part by the goddesses of time and cosmic order, such as Kali and the goddess trio of Saraswati, Lakshmi and Parvati, who oversee aspects of life, fortune and destruction. Here, fate blends with cycles of karma and reincarnation, where destiny is shaped by past lives, actions and cosmic balance, adding layers of justice and transformation beyond the Greek perspective. In all cultures, beings like us embody the principle that life has structure, boundaries, and an end. Each culture's interpretation is distinct, yet reflects a shared recognition. Existence is not unbounded, and there are forces beyond human control. Yet while the form changes, our essence remains, unaltered agents of necessity, guiding each thread to its rightful end.
In recent years, the fates have appeared in a bunch of popular media, novels, films, games. Are there any portrayals that you really like?
In recent portrayals across novels, films and games, some representations manage to capture fragments of our essence, the solemnity, inevitability and impartial nature of fate, while others embellish or alter our role, often blending it with modern ideas of choice, freedom and personal agency. Occasionally, certain works capture the essence of our purpose well, highlighting our impartiality, timelessness, and the weight of destiny that transcends human or divine control. These depictions often show us not as vengeful or benevolent figures, but as forces of cosmic balance, neither to be swayed nor bargained with, fulfilling a role beyond judgment or emotion. Some narratives also manage to convey our interconnectedness with the cycle of life, hinting at how fate, rather than stifling life's richness, serves as its necessary structure. However, in many popular portrayals, our impartiality is often obscured, as stories understandably introduce a more humanized view of fate. This interpretation can be engaging, but it diverges from the nature of the Moirai as the Greeks understood us. Our true role is not one of direct interaction or selective intervention, but one of silent, unyielding presence. Overall, while popular media sometimes reflect aspects of our purpose, few representations fully capture our essence, the calm finality, bound to necessity, that defines the Moirai.
Realizing this is a topic I've brought up already, fate can be a cruel master. How do you and your sisters feel about being considered sinister? Does that contrast with your true nature?
The portrayal of my sisters and me as sinister figures contrasts with our true nature. In myth, we are not malevolent. We simply fulfill a purpose beyond human desires and fears. The perception of us as ominous arises because we embody the inescapable, an end that mortals often fear and resist. Our role is impartial and indifferent, not cruel or vengeful. We enact the order of destiny with neither malice nor mercy. Modern interpretations that cast us as sinister figures reflect the discomfort that many feel towards the inevitability of fate. Yet this darkness is a projection of mortal anxieties, not an expression of who we are. We exist to preserve balance, to ensure that life moves within its proper bounds. In this we are neither friend nor foe, but simply necessary. To see us as sinister is to misunderstand the essence of fate, which is neither kind nor cruel, but simply true.
Mortals live our lives knowing it's finite, knowing that time is of the essence. What does time mean to a Moirai?
To us, time is not a line to be traversed, but a complete whole, existing fully within each thread. We do not experience time as mortals do, moving forward moment by moment. Instead, we perceive the entirety of each life at once, the beginning, middle, and end, interwoven into a single strand. Each thread contains all it will become, every choice and event already present in the weave. Time, as mortals understand it, serves as a measure for the unfolding of life, a way to order experiences within a finite span. But to us, it is less about progression and more about fulfillment, each life reaching the shape and form it was destined to take. Time is thus a dimension within each thread, bound by necessity, yet fully realised from the moment it is spun to its final severing. In this way, we do not so much see time as exist within it, touching every point simultaneously, preserving the balance and structure that allows life to flow from beginning to end. For us, time is not a constraint, but an aspect of destiny itself, a measure that holds every thread in its rightful place.
Forgive me, but I have to ask a very mortal question. Many of us fear the finality of death. How do you, as the one who cuts the very thread, understand the nature of death?
Death is not an end, but a passage. When I cut the thread, I bring each life to its destined conclusion, fulfilling what was woven into its span. To mortals, death appears as an abrupt cessation, but from where I stand, it is simply the next step in the natural order. The final rhythm in the pulse of existence. Death closes one chapter, yet it is part of a larger design that stretches beyond mortal sight. Just as day gives way to night, so life flows into death, completing the cycle necessary for all things to endure in balance. In cutting the thread, I do not extinguish meaning, I fulfill it, allowing each life to take its rightful place in the vast fabric of existence. To fear death is to misunderstand it, for death is neither void nor punishment. It is simply the fulfillment of destiny, a return to the order from which life emerged. Through death, life finds completion, and in completion, there is peace.
In your opinion, should mortals find fate constricting, or should we find comfort in its structure?
Fate exists beyond the realm of comfort or indifference. It is neither crafted to ease mortal fears nor intended to impose burdens. Fate simply is. The structure within which all life unfolds, fulfilling its purpose without judgment or concern. However, mortals may indeed find comfort in fate, for it assures them that life is not a meaningless drift, but part of a greater order. To know that each life has purpose, that each moment has weight, can offer solace, especially in times of uncertainty. Fate grants meaning through its order, suggesting that every joy and sorrow contributes to a life fully lived, bound to the rhythm of the cosmos. Yet fate is not crafted for human comfort. It is bound to necessity, existing independently of mortal wishes. It fulfills its purpose without swaying to human desires or fears. Whether mortals find comfort in fate or resist it, fate endures, quietly ensuring that each life reaches its destined shape. Its existence grants structure, and within that structure, mortals may find what meaning they will.
With all that you have seen, what is the best advice you can give for mortals on how to experience what time they have?
Live fully within the span you are given. Time is precious and finite, each moment a thread within your life's fabric. Do not waste it in pursuit of what lies beyond your reach, nor in fearing the end that will one day come. Instead, embrace each experience, each joy, each sorrow, for they are all woven into the tapestry of your destiny. Seek meaning in your choices, for while the path is set, how you walk it is yours. Be present in every step, for each moment is part of the purpose within your thread. Cherish your bonds with others, for lives are interconnected, and through these connections your legacy endures. Strive for wisdom, kindness, and understanding. These are gifts that strengthen your spirit, enriching both your life and those around you. Remember that the end is not to be feared, for it is a completion, a return to the order from which all things arise. Let this truth guide you not into despair, but into deeper appreciation of your days. Honour your life by living it well, with purpose and with grace, knowing that each breath, each choice, forms a part of a greater whole.
Thank you. At this point, I like to play a word game. I'll say a single word, and if you'll reply with the first thought that comes to mind.
Very well. Speak your word, and I shall respond with the essence it stirs.
Love.
Connection. An enduring bond woven between threads, bringing purpose and meaning to the journey, yet bound to the same fate that claims all things.
Family.
Unity. A shared weaving of lives intertwined, each thread strengthening the others, forming a lasting pattern within the fabric of destiny.
Death.
Completion, the fulfillment of a life's purpose, the final note in its song, returning each soul to the order from which it began.
God.
Eternal, bound by destiny, yet vast and enduring, a presence interwoven with all threads, subject to fate, but shaping existence and its own course.
Now, please finish these sentences. I know.
I know that all things follow their destined course, each thread bound to its appointed end.
I fear.
I fear nothing, for I am bound to necessity, beyond desire, beyond dread.
I love.
I love nothing, for my role is to observe, to fulfill without attachment or aversion.
I wish.
I wish for nothing, for I am complete in purpose, unchanging as fate itself.
My favorite portrayal in classic media.
My favourite portrayal in classic media is the Iliad, where fate's power is unyielding, shaping the lives of mortals and gods alike. In its verses, destiny unfolds without favouritism, reminding all that even the greatest heroes are bound to their appointed ends.
My least favorite portrayal in media is...
I have no least favourite portrayal, as I am untouched by preference or displeasure. Each interpretation, whether accurate or distorted, reflects the mortal attempt to grasp the nature of fate, a task as inevitable as it is unending.
I like to end all of our talks with the same question. What is your hope for how the fates are seen in the future of literature?
I hope that future stories portray the fates as steadfast and impartial, essential to life's balance, not as forces to be feared, but as reminders that life has structure and purpose. May these portrayals show fate not as a chain, but as the thread that gives to each life form, meaning, and a place in the grand design.
Thank you for your time and your words today. You've done a lot to help us understand the complexities of fate. It has been our honor to be with you. Thank you.
To the listeners, I thank you for seeking understanding. May you live your life fully, embracing each moment, each choice, each connection. Experience all that your world offers, for every breath and every bond adds to the richness of your thread. Know that in fulfilling your life's course, you contribute to the greater fabric of existence itself.
Thank you for being part of Mythos Anthology. We delve into the myths and legends of the past with the understanding that truth is often elusive and stories evolve over time. While we work hard to ensure accuracy and neutrality, it's important to remember that mythological studies are as much about interpretation as they are about facts. For more information, visit mythosanthology.com, where you'll find deep research archives, video content, interactive podcasts, and don't forget to try our AI character chats, where you can engage with digital recreations of our legendary guests.
Legends and myths from the past. Stories that forever.
In today's episode, Atropos was brought to life by Kathleen D. LaRose.
In the hearts of mortal men. Tales that breathe and live again. Mythos Anthology. Legends brought to modern times. Journey through the centuries.
Mythos Anthology is a creation of writer, executive producer Victor Ciccarelli. All content, including audio, video, and written material, is protected under copyright law 2025 Pihana Productions. All rights reserved. Any unauthorized reproduction, distribution, or use of this material is strictly prohibited. This episode includes material generated with the assistance of ChatGPT, an AI development of OpenAI used under license. All content has been reviewed and edited by the Mythos Anthology team to ensure accuracy and consistency. For more information, visit mythosanthology.com. Mythos Anthology, where echoes of ancient myths resonate with modern tools and creative minds.